Morning, chaps. Morning. How are you?
Very well, you?
I'm all right, mate. Yeah, how's it going?
Very well.
How was your trip?
Very good, yes. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, off to Poland, eh?
Off to Poland, yeah.
Let's get another machine.
Weather. Another one, yeah.
To make gutters.
That's it, yeah, another one.
Excellent. So, you want a bit of organisation. You've got this new machine and you want to lift it up.
Yeah, basically, so what I'd like to do is just, I want this up in the air, really, so I can get to it here rather than having to bend down to everything.
Yeah.
So if it was up in the air and there was like a drawer underneath it, I could put my hand tools in underneath it. And it would just tidy the van up a bit more.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So how high do you want it to be?
Ideally, obviously I'd like the handle to be here.
Yeah.
So, you know, if the box was like 300 mil or something.
300 mil. I reckon I should get my notebook and I should do a sketch, take some measurements, and I can go off, I can knock that up, and on your way home from work, you can pick it up.
Sweet. Okay, mate. Yeah,
how about
brilliant.
that?
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
Yeah? All right, let's get some measurements. So, Richard, it's 610 square, which is basically accommodates those completely.
Yeah.
And also it covers the overall length that you've got there, because you're going to still want to fit snugly against that.
That's right.
So you're going to be slightly off, but
yeah,
marginally, yeah?
Yeah.
It's going to work really well, yeah? I said 610. Yeah. So you sit on fully, yeah? Now just tell me what this machine does, just out of interest. I'm really intrigued now.
Right, basically it's for downpipes. So you would put the downpipe in there and you put a crease in it, and this lever here pulls it through. So as it pulls it through, it creates the angle. And so you do like 4 angles, which give you 112 degrees, which is like your normal downpipe.
So you can
angle.
now form your own bends?
Yeah, you can form it. It just saves me going to a merchant and buying bits and pieces. I can make it out of the pipe I've already got.
Because that was always a problem. You always need lots of fittings otherwise. So can you actually do a swan neck on this?
Yeah, you can do a swan neck, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, I'm going to go off.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this up. I think the best thing for it, I've got some brand new 18mm good quality OSB. And we'll knock it up out of that.
Yeah, lovely.
I reckon.
Yeah.
And just like a pull, just a hand pull.
That's it.
For
So,
the
what it
drawer.
needs, yeah.
And the drawer that you can just pull straight out and
That's
put
it.
straight back so you can dust it out.
That's it.
What we'll do is I'll put a bottom on the actual box as well. So it's not just, so you actually sit the box directly on top of this board.
Okay.
So it's a box, yeah?
Yeah, lovely.
So, and then we'll just have the drawer inside doing that, yeah?
Yeah.
And that'll just pull straight out as well. I'll make the sides slightly shorter so it doesn't jar, yeah?
Yeah.
And if I round over the bottom corners of the drawer, it will slide better.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So
okay.
just on that, I'll round off where the sides of the drawers are there. I'll just round that corner off there. So it pulls in and pushes back, yeah?
Yeah, great.
And the back as it comes along, so it doesn't catch anything, yeah?
Okay, mate.
All right, mate. Leave it with me.
Perfect.
And you can pop by later and pick it up.
All right, mate. Lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you very
And
much.
what a beautiful day for doing
it is
guttering.
beautiful.
I know, it's absolutely amazing. Except I'll be indoors making a box. Anyway, brilliant. So I've got my measurements. Now I will head back to, actually I'll head home actually. I've got my saw set up there and make it there. So that'd be good. I'm back at home and I'm still doing some second fix work and some cabinetry here in my garden room. So it's the perfect place for me to make this box. Indeed, I could have made it anywhere. Battery tools and everything else. So I'm just going to set myself up. I have a chop saw set up. I'll be using that. I've got somewhere to cut the initial sheet down. So I'll bring in a sheet of OSB into here. And I'll set a table saw up over here somewhere. I want to put some rebates into the timber, the material. Gives it a bit of strength. I'm just going to do basic butt joints with screws and glue. It's just what you need really for something like this. It doesn't have to be too elaborate. So let me get some space. So if I've got my cross cutting over there, I need to face my ripping this way. I can rip and go into the cross cut. So let's set our table saw up here. Give myself a bit of space in the back. About 2.5 meters or so in the back there. In case I do any full rips. Just over a bit more. So let's set this up here. Right, let's just check that. Battery needs a charge, so let's do that first. Let's get that on charge. Then we're off, we can get going. The very first thing I'm going to do is bring a sheet of OSB in and pop it onto this bench, because I'm going to break it in half. As I'm on my own, I'm going to make it into some rips and then put it through the saw onto there and pop it together. I'm going to be using a new router. I've got an 18 volt battery router, 1/2 inch. So I'm looking forward to using that as well. So these are the kind of jobs I really like. A little quick job. My mate Richard, we go back a long way, many years. We travel a lot for building and construction. We go all over Europe looking at products together. He, like me, is keen and interested in all manner of things, mainly revolving around metal roofing or roofing in general. But yeah, we travel to Germany quite a bit and we go. He's just come back from Poland, as he was saying, where he's been looking at another machine to do something with regards to metal guttering and stuff. So that's it. I'm going to get on and build this now, bring in a sheet of OSB and get it done. So I'm making a very simple box, something like this, and it's going to have a box in a box. So the inner box is going to be basically a drawer, and we're talking about 300 millimeters overall height here, and we want roughly 610 by 610. Okay, so inside that there'll be another box, which is effectively a little drawer that he's just going to slide in and out, because he has to have some hand tools, with just a simple cutout pull over there, and that will do the trick. So basically we just need a cutting list. So we're going to need a top and a bottom of the outer box at 610 square. We're going to need enough material for the side, so I know it's going to be 610, 610, and then we've obviously got a shortened one in between at the back. So we're going to need 610 times 300. We're going to reduce them down to joint them together. Need that by 2, and we're also going to want 610 times 300 for the back times 1. I'm going to build this something like this. You're going to have the base here, and I'm going to rebate here, here and here, and the top will be exactly the same over the top obviously, and then the sides will come down into the rebates and they'll be glued and fixed in, and then the back will be butted on the back, screwed and into the rebate as well. So I'll probably reduce the sides down to accommodate the back, and that will be a really nice strong box. Okay, so it'll be really nice and strong. And then the next one is just going to simply be a drawer to slide in, and it'll have its own base. So that's basically what we're doing there. As I say, we'll cut that out there. So armed with my book, a few dimensions, I've got a loose cutting list, which means that I'm just going to break out everything I need slightly bigger, then I'll run it all through the table saw to the exact dimensions I need, and then I'll assemble everything. Now I'm going to be using a rail saw to start with, a battery rail saw, just to break this sheet down. If I wasn't on my own, I could quite easily push this across the top of the table saw, but I'm on my own, so I need to have some more manageable sizes. Then I've got my drills here, impact and a combi drill, to sort of pilot, countersink and fix everything together. We'll use some glue, and then we'll ease some of the edges with the router as well, just so like the little drawer box slides in and out easily. We're not going to use any runners because he's going to basically lift it out. No, Richard, he'll take it out all the time with the tools in it, and then he'll put it back. So if it's got runners, he'll be lifting it out, putting them back, lifting it out. The chances are they'll wear out or break. So we're just going to keep it simple. That's what this is all about. It's a sheet of OSB. What's that, 30 quid? So it's a 30 quid box. I do particularly like OSB. It's very strong material too. So let's do it. So I've broken out a couple of pieces. Now I'm going to reduce those now to the right side. So I've taken a piece off either end. So I've got the factory ends, and I know that they're two perfectly square corners. So what do I mean is, well, therefore this one that come off this end, that is the board side, that's the board end and the side. So I know that they're perfectly square. I'm going to use those in my favour. I've overcut it slightly. I'm going to reduce both these bits down to my width, which is 610 for 3 components. So I'm going to use that table saw for that. Now, I set this up the other day. I know it's nice and accurate. So I'm going to take this round to 610. Now, the good thing about this new saw I'm using is the fact that it will actually give you up to 880 millimeters in the width of the rip, which is actually quite amazing for a saw of its size. So what I mean is, I can take this all the way out to there. I can move the parallel fence, pull around the support arm, which actually holds the work, and it'll get me up to 880. So I only need to do 610, which I can actually get just by doing this. Lock it off, bring around this little support here, that slots in, and that gives me that. So I'm going to run these through now. So let's just get a battery in that. 36 volt. It's a big saw. One battery. There we go. We're going to keep the face side against, and we're going to reduce it down to its proper finished dimensions first. So that's the 610. So I'm just taking a fraction off it here. We're going to take that through, then I'll spin it round and I'll cut myself 2 squares, and then I need 1 more square out of that as well. So we'll do that first. That's the first one. We'll do the next one. So that's the top and bottom of the main box. Now I'm going to do the base for the drawer. So there's only one of those, obviously, and that's slightly smaller. We've reduced the dimensions, so that obviously fits inside. So I'll keep these 2 board edges now, because I know that's nice and true, that's 90 degrees. So now for the main box, we just need 2 sides and a back. We've got a top and our bottom. And I want the overall height 300, but I want to let them form a rebate in the top and the bottom on the saw. And I'm going to do it halfway, so it's 9 mil. So I need to take off 80 millimeters off the 300 to make them the right height. So that'll be 282 mil. So my actual cut size is a 282. And I am going to need 3 pieces, 2 sides and a back, and they can all be similar size to start with. So if I get some rips off at 282, that will get us exactly what we need. .282, and that gives us exactly what we want then. So I've broken out virtually everything I need. I've just got to do some cross-cutting to length. But before I do that, before I finish on the rail saw, I'm going to actually move the riving knife. I'm going to adjust it down so I can actually put a rebate through whilst leaving the riving knife on. So for a lot of table saws, you have to remove the riving knife to do a rebate. But this particular riving knife, I'm going to take the battery out, okay, so we know it's nice and safe. We need a coin to access the blade chamber. And once we've accessed that, we're going to simply, it's the tallest application. So we pop out the guard, and there's a lever inside here. And what that enables me to do is flick it up and pull it round until the riving knife drops down into another position, which makes the top of the blade level with the riving knife, which is a particularly nice feature for rebating, which is something we actually do a lot with the table saw. So it's obviously, there's no power in. I'm going to pull it up, it's a lever, it's nice and stiff. And then we're going to let this slide right the way down until it's exactly level. Just gently place it on there with the top of the blade, and then clearly lock it back off. Now this riving knife's proper stiff, which is good as well. And it's really nice to know that you've still got a riving knife in. So we're going to actually rebate these tops and bottoms of the box and the bottom of the drawer. So we're going to do it by half the thickness. So it's basically, we're going to pass them through 9 millimeters, then we're going to take 9 millimeters out. So it's half the board standing up, and then by half the depth, which is 9 mil. So first blade is going to be set to 18, which is the height of the material. So you can go just a tad over that for the rebate. Battery's still out. I'm just going to lower the blade down until we're just tickling over the top. That's all we want there. Just a hair. Then that's where we know we're at then. Then we need to be 9mm from the other side of the blade, not this side on there. The blade is a couple of millimeters, so that's roughly 7mm we need, which is there. We'll do a test cut in this section of work here. Pop our battery, which is still on a full charge, considering I've done all of those cuts already, back in, and we'll pop that in. Face side always out the same way. And what I want is an exact 9mm left on there and 9mm there. So I'm really, really happy with that. It's really quite accurate. It's hard for me to actually get this in to here, but if I can sort of show you, we're looking for 9mm there, which is exactly what we've got. So it's nice and accurate that if you just adjust it for the 2mm for the blade. Now we'll reduce the blade to 9mm, which is exactly what we're going to take out the other way now. So I'm just going to basically take my offcut here, wind the blade down to the cut. Here we go. And there we have exactly the rebate we're looking for now. And then all we need to make sure is that we're only rebating the thickness of the material, which is 18mm. So again, we don't want it to be 18 from here to here. We want to make sure it's the other side, so we go 16, which is the 2mm for the blade thereabouts. And we'll test that. I'm just going to set this across the top to see exactly how it fits in. It's absolutely perfect. That I think we should keep it exactly at that. So therefore we're going to be taking out that section and forming that rebate. It gives the glue a little bit more surface area, and that will give a lot of strength to this box. So all the components are made, I've just literally got to screw it and glue it together. So this is the drawer, so there's 4 pieces, 4 sides to this one. This is the box, there's 3 sides, a top and a bottom. We've rebated everything out, so the drawer, you'll find that I've got a section which comes in like this. Then I've got these 2 sections that fit in between there and there, obviously. And that forms the basic of the box that slides in and out, and then I'll cut out the handle there. So it's just a matter of gluing it and screwing it all together. So we're going to get on and do that using just a pretty good quality D4. It's a resin based glue, this one. It's a hybrid resin, dries clear, clean it with water, so it's a fairly good glue for this sort of thing, and it's no big deal. I'm literally going to pop some glue in the rebates here. I'm just going to use as much as I can, just real nice solid job. And you wouldn't believe how strong this is. I mean, it's incredible when you can once it's gone off, it's incredibly strong. So let's take this side for example. Right, this is how I'm going to screw this together best. I think we'll just turn this up like that. That one here, get the hot glue to go together there. We'll pop it up like that. Just pop one in the bottom here to hold everything. That's it. So basically, we're just going to put it all together by screwing the base and gluing the base all the way around. Just going to use a very small pilot countersink. And that will just keep it nice and tidy, won't split out anything. and that'd be perfect for this job. Just give that a good seal. So just going to repeat that process until everything is put together and we've got ourselves some nice solid boxes.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food.
So I've simply glued and screwed everything together, and the rebates have really helped keeping everything lovely and true. And we've got the box, we've also got the slide out box that goes inside there. All I'm going to do now, I'm not going to do anything more than just use a router with a round over cutter and just do all the sharp edges. So I'm just going to run it around the top. Let's get the router, I'll show you what I mean. So this, I'm just going to use this battery router, 1/2 inch router. I've got a small 1/4 inch round over in there. So I'm just going to go around taking off the obvious corners. So it's really nice and smooth. I'll also do the corners of the drawer where it runs in. I'm also going to cut out for a hand there so we can push it in and pull it out. So I'm going to do that. I shall drill with a hole cutter either side and then link across with a jigsaw to form that. So I think I'll do that first, and then we're going to run the router around and make a really, really nice job of it. I'll just show you what I mean by, I'll just run it around the top of this bit here, for example. That just softens everything off really nicely. And that's all we need to do, nothing more than that. It's a lovely finish. So that's it, that's what I'll do. And then pretty much, once I've cut that out, I'll round that over as well so it's nice and smooth. And it's ready to go into Richard's van.
One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
So there's Richard's little box, which he's going to put his machine on. That's why we made it super solid out of this 18mm OSB. And the sides, obviously, where the machine will sit on its feet, will transfer the weight straight through the sides. And then there's this little toolbox where he'll just put all his hand tools and bits and pieces that go with the machine. Just need to give it a bit of a hoover out. I think I'll give him a call. Hey Richard, how are you getting on? Oh yeah, will I have a box? Yeah? You pop in and you can take it. We can stick it in, whatever. Alright mate, I'll see you when you get here. Cheers mate, bye. So that's Richard. He's actually going to pop by and pick it up on the way home. So that was quite cool. We saw him this morning, we came back and we've made his little box for him. And I did that in return because a little while ago when I was putting the screed in here, I had to put some metal plates on, and he sort of gave me all his bits and pieces that he wasn't going to be using. Flat metal on a roll, bits that surface to his requirements. So this is for him in return. Now I think that's always a nice thing to do for each other. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was only a box, but it was still something to talk about and to do.